Shalom, Shalom. The title of this lesson is, Do You Have Holy Fear in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi? I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit, and a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect, in the same Spirit scatter four corners of the earth, Lord willing as a whole, that you continue in sound doctrine and endure and be sincere. And shalom to the Akwaf, the sisters of this faith and this truth. Lord willing, you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, Yahawah Shai has mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. Again, do you have holy fear in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi? I was inspired to do this by watching, Elder Apostle Gabar and, the Elder Bishop. And this point came out, do you have holy fear in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi? And I could not get that out of my mind while at work. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying for every last one of us. So when we understand that many claim to know and love Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, but few truly fear him. Holy fear is not terror like the world's fear. It's deep reverence, which is respect, obedience, and awareness that the Most High is not to be played with. This fear is the foundation of wisdom, faith, and salvation. We must ask ourselves this question: do I truly have holy fear in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi? Let's get into the lesson. So, the foundation, fear is the beginning of wisdom. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 7. The fear of Yahawah is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. This is the beginning. This is the start, right? To fear Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is the beginning of knowledge, right? Especially the power that you don't see. Like when we look at Matthew 10 and 28, don't fear what man can do unto you. I see man every day, but fear him that can kill both body and soul. That's a different type of fear, because truly, when you understand creation, we all stem, or we're all created because of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. There's no power that oversees Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Let's go to the Apocrypha. This is Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 1, verse 13 and 14. Whoso feareth Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, it shall go well with him at the last. He shall find favor in the day of his death, which is really going to be the elect. It says to fear Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. Now, when you look at Numbers 12 and 7, it says Moses was faithful in the Lord's house. That word faithful, which is many meanings in the Hebrew, but one of them is being a pillar of the door. The door is Yahawashi, St. John 10. And those that was created with that fear, the Lord knew you before you were in the womb. So you were handcrafted with that fear of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. So from the very start, fear is what opens our understanding. Without it, there's no true wisdom, faith, or obedience. It's not something we learn later. It's placed in the elect from birth and developed as we grow in the truth. Now, just because I brought up Jeremiah, let me just get it. Because, Lord willing, we always bring this out. Okay? So I'm going to read verse 1 to 5. So this is Jeremiah 1, verse 1. In the word of Jeremiah, the son of Hilkiah, of the priests that were in Anathoth, Salaki, in the land of Benjamin, to whom the word of Yahawah came in the days of Josiah, the son of Amon, king of Judah, in the 13th year of his reign. And it came also in the days of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the end of the 11th year of Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the carrying away of Jerusalem, captive in the 5th month. Then the word of Yahawah came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. Before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Right? See, Yahawah Bahasham Ashai got this set. Right? So, if that fear is placed in the elect before birth, for you to become a prophet, it was placed in you. And these prophets truly have to have faith, just like other believers, men that are not teachers, women and children. They had to be created with that same fear of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. This is why when we look at 2 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, verse 5, examine yourself, right? Examine your faith, test your faith to see if you have that genuine faith, because this is real, right? This is the most realest thing that's in our life, even if you in it or if you're not in this truth. This is always going to be here. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but the word of Yahawah Bahasham Ashai is going to live forever. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, the 10th chapter, and let's read verse 12 to 13, because holy fear produces obedience. So Deuteronomy 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doeth Yahawah thy power require of thee, but to fear Yahawah thy power, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahawah thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of Yahawah and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good. Right? This is a requirement. That requirement is a demand, right? And if you fear Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, you're going to obey those orders. Yes, we slip, we're in the flesh, but those that's truly of faith take accountability for the small things, the greater things that they do, right? Let's go back to Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, chapter 2, and let's read verse 15 to 17. It says, they that fear Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. Right? This is Matthew 4:4, Luke 4:4. We don't live by bread alone, but we live by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Even more, this is why the word should stay on you. Just like brothers, you have this talent of teaching, to slack, to be lukewarm. You want to always know, even if you're a teacher or not, you have to put it in your membrane. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi see. You could be in a room like where I'm at right now, nobody's around, but you have to believe Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi see you. You gotta have that fear to obey him. Just like as a child, your parent tell you to do something and they might not be there. For you to be listening to them shows that you obey them. But then you got some of us, we'll obey when you're around, but when you're not, we're gonna act a fool. How much more you when it comes to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi? Verse 16, and the Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is never gone. He's always there. They that fear Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will seek that which is well pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. They that fear Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will prepare their heart to their mind and humble their souls in his sight. And we're doing that. You should be doing that daily, right? 2 Chronicles 7:14. Us turning back to the Lord, and we should be humbling ourselves, and we should be doing it daily, 7 days out the week, 30 days in a month, so-called 350 6 days in a year, constantly grow to be humble, constantly grow to be sincere. So holy fear leads to obedience. If we truly fear him, we won't treat his commandments lightly, right? Fear causes us to walk carefully, knowing judgment is near for those who play with sin, right? This is even more why when brothers speak, when we speak of the law, statutes, and commandments, this allows to put discipline within your temple and in your household to raise your children in a way that Yahawashi, the things that he wants us to do and things that he don't want us to do, okay? But let's keep going. This is Exodus, the 20th chapter. I'm going to read this in the KJV and the NLT. It says, "And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for the Most High is come to prove you, that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not." And this is a beautiful precept. So in the NLT, it says, "Don't be afraid," Moses answered him, "for the Most High has come in this way to test you, so that your fear of him will keep you from sinning." Right? Now, you can read up a few verses, but just staying to the point, that verse just by itself, so that your fear of him will keep you from sinning. This is what drives you to grow in the faith, right? The more you fear the Lord, it keeps you from sin. The more you fear Yahawashi, the less slips, the less mistakes that you make as a man, as a woman, as a wife, as a husband, and even as children, right? So this is why you should always be examining yourself spiritually. So let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, chapter 21, verse 6 and 7. It says, "He that hateth to be reproved is in the way of sinners, but he that feareth Yahawashi will repent from his heart," right? You would repent is to be sorry, and you're going to be sorry from your heart, your mind. An eloquent man is known far and near, but a man of understanding knoweth when he slippeth. So you got to tell yourself, do you have understanding? Because when you make mistakes, of course, we're, men, and especially women, they'll cry, "Oh my goodness, I did this." And hey, it's good that we cry. It's good that, you show that emotion. But at the end, you can have all that emotion, but if you're not fucking physically making the change, the action, that crying don't mean shit. Emotions and feelings is not getting us in the kingdom, but your actions, your faith is in action. The works that you do that pertain to this ministry or teaching, right, is an action, right? So when we fear Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, we resist the temptation, not because others are watching, but because he is watching daily. That's holy fear. It keeps you clean when no one else is around. But Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is always around. Always around, man. Same thought, just a sidebar, when, being consumed with watching porn and, doing the squeezing the turkey, if it ever came to that, I always know in myself, I know to my mind, to myself, Yahawashi, he's seen it. He's seen it, doing the act right in front of him. Anything that we do, right? You robbing, you stealing. Hey, even if you thinking about negative thoughts towards another brother or sister, Yahawashi Yahawashi is there. When the Jackson 5 said, "I'll be there," Yahawashi Yahawashi is always there. Okay? So this is Psalms chapter 147 in verse 11. It says, "Yahawah taketh pleasure in them that fear him, in those that hope in his mercy." Right? So the Lord has pleasure in those that actually fear him, that have that reverence, that they're spiritually terrified of him, right? Because he can put me to death. He could take the spirit from me like Saul. Okay? Like me watching the TV show The House of David, and I can read the scriptures, but even seeing the visual is like, dang, man, like back then, like how probably Saul was acting, and you see how Jake is acting like a damn monstrous demon, like just without this truth, without this wisdom, knowledge, understanding. You brothers that are teachers, starting with Apostle Tahar on down, and you affiliates and you other men that could be sound doctrine, without this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the spirit of the Rakak Wadash, you wouldn't be able to judge and lead Israel back to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Pause this video and think on that. Without the Rakak Wadash, you would not be able to judge and lead the children of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi back unto him. That's why you need the Rakak Wadash. Even if you're not a teacher, you need it. Right? Because how you going to be drawn? How you going to be raised up in the end? St. John 6:44. So this is 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. And simultaneously, the commandments is connected with the law statutes. Right? So when they say commandments, don't just think, hey, we done away with the law. Again, when it goes back to obeying, you want to do the most for Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi to the best of your ability, because we came from a dead estate. So you want to rehearse to the best of your ability. The things that you can do, you do. But we're going to fully, walk in this thing when we get in the kingdom. But on this side, us rehearsing these acts, the law, loving our brother as ourselves, especially brothers of sound doctrine, right? And when it comes to love, as in rebuking brothers when they off, right? And you women playing a role as a woman, being shamefaced on when you leave in your house, right? Being in other man's face, right? Always trying to be outside and always trying to be a damn busybody, right? On this side, we want to be set apart from the world, and the best way is to establish the law within your life and faith, right? So fear and love are not opposite. They're partners. You can't truly love Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi without fearing him. And you can't truly fear him without loving him. The fear of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi keeps us humble. The love of Yahawashi keeps us thankful. Now, just because I said that, let's go to St. John 3:18, because what is love? My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth, right? So if you want to truly love Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, you love him in your actions, which is your deed, and you love him in truth, which truly is Yahawashi, which is your faith, your walk. Okay? This is why how you walk should reflect your faith in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. In the same way that comes with your actions, it should reflect on the so-called love that you have for Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, especially how you carry yourself, But let's keep on going. Let's go to the book of Genesis, the 22nd chapter. I'm going to just read the title because we just going to go to the point. But the title is The Offering of Isaac. So I'm going to read verse 12. But let me just I'll start at verse 8. And Abraham said, my son, the Most High will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went both of them together, and they came to the place which the Most High had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order and bound Isaac, his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of Yahawah called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham. And he said, here I am. And he said, lay not thy hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest the Most High, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thy only son, from me. This is real fair. This man was willing to give up his child. And I always like this point, because I always would think of myself. Do I have the ability, if the Lord asks me to give up my son or my daughter, right? Do I have the ability? In the flesh, I would say no. But constantly growing in his faith, I would say through faith, I would. But that's real fear. But let alone when you even go to Hebrews 11, Abraham believed that Yahawashi, can raise his son from the dead, But this is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 7. By faith, Noah, being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. Faith is key. This man moved with fear, like, oh, you about to destroy the earth? And the Heavenly Father giving him the type of wood. It took him 100 years to make that. Okay? And with fear, he moved. With fear, he moved. This is why the more you grow in this faith, your movement should be based on you fear Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. This is why on this side, we try to be better parents. We try to be better leaders. We fear Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Us getting our children to believe in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Teaching them this ways. Going back to teaching our children the law. Right? This is a form of you fearing him. Because that's a command. Now, every day for you brothers, and this is even, amazing for brothers that are teachers. You have children, or you have a wife, or you have wives. You are the top example, because your family get to see you constantly studying, constantly getting ready to do a lesson, constantly having conversations about Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Because when you look at the Levites, the priests, they were always, their life was supposed to basically be dedicated to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Now we're a priesthood under Yahawashi in the order of Melchizedek. So us men, we have to be dedicated to the Lord. This is a reflection for ourselves, and even for our children and our wives, to know, make sure you fear the Lord. Make sure you're giving yourself unto the Lord. Make sure you're changing because of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Him giving us this breath of life is not something you just brush off. Every day with your actions, how you move as a wife, how you move as a husband, right? Especially being that leader, should be the reflection of your fear, how you order things, how you align things, right? How you base your household, your living, your congregation off of the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. And that tells a lot, right? But let's get back to it. Acts 5:11. And great fear came upon all the church, upon as many as heard these things. Now, I'm going to read up, and then I'm going to get the word for church. Okay, this is Acts 5:5. Ananias, hearing these words, fell down and gave up the ghost. And great fear came on all them that heard these things. And the young man arose, wound him up, and carried him out and buried him. And it was about the space of 3 hours after, when his wife, not knowing what was done, came in. And Peter answered unto her, tell me whether ye sold the land for so much. And she said, yeah, for so much. And then Peter said unto her, how is it that ye have agreed together to tempt the spirit of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi? Behold, the feet of them which have buried thy husband are at the door, and shall carry thee out. Then fell she down straightway at his feet, yielding up the ghost. And the young men came in and found her dead, and carrying her forth, buried her by her husband. And great fear came upon all the church and upon as many as heard these things. We should grow in fear by reading. Faith comes by reading. Romans 10:17, we keep saying this. We don't get to have, we don't have that visual of what was going on back then. We got it in the scriptures. But when it comes to these miracles, things that's going to pertain, this in this time. But right now is all about preaching right now. So we should be growing in fear off of these things. I believe this happened. And I believe at any moment, just like what I said earlier, St. Matthew's, the 10th chapter, verse 28, don't fear what man could do to you, but fear him that could kill both soul and body. Okay? And when you go to Revelations 1:18, Yahawashi has the keys of David. He has the keys to put you in hell and the keys to put you to death. Hell, the condition, a lower state. Death, where your spirit leaves your body. Okay? But let's get this word church. I believe this is the word we want to look.
Strong's G, 1577. Ecclesia.
Ecclesia. Now, it has many biblical usage, but this is the point I want to direct to. A church can be the assembly of Israelites. This is plain, right? This is plain, because this is the church, assembly of Israelites. Plain and simple. That's what it is. Assembly of Israelites. And the fear fell upon them, knowing this woman gave up the ghost and her husband. Okay? Fear is key. So each of the men moved in faithful fear. Abraham sacrificed, Noah obeyed, the apostles respected the power of Yahawashi. Fear wasn't weakness. It was their strength. Fear is not a weakness. It's our strength. Fear is not a weakness. It is our strength. Right? This is why, us brothers and sisters move a certain way. This is why we grow more with discernment, decision making, right? For you men that's constantly here, what you can do, what you can't do. What might be a burden to you, right? What could probably get you in trouble with Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, right? The more we grow, the more we stem away from things of this world, right? Because it's all of us it's really us going back to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi in the ways he put in front of us. Things that we can do, and keep your eyes open on the things that thou shalt not do. You see? So let's even go to the holy fear in these last days. Let's go to 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter, and let's read verse 10 and 11. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of a Mashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad. Knowing, therefore, the terror of Yahawah Shemashai, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto the Most High. And I trust also are made manifest in our conscience, right? So what should we do? Right? We should be working out our own salvation with fear and trembling, right? Because when Yahawashi returned, the judgment is already made. The 2/3 are going to be destroyed. Those that don't get beamed up, right? We see in Revelation, the 22nd chapter, I believe, verse 12, he's coming with the reward and giving every man according to his ways. So if you a 2/3, you're not getting beamed up. You have a nuke, You're going to be the ones looking up, seeing people get beamed up simultaneously while a missile is coming. Even more, you're going to catch judgment even before a nuke during the time of the MOTB, during the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay? But because I said that, let me get Philippians, the 2nd chapter, in verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, right? Constantly work out your own salvation in fear and trembling. Fear in who? Fear in what? Fear in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You tremble. This is why those that are of faith do not want to let Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi down. You're constantly trying to pursue to make yourself worthy in the eyes of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. I was going to read this in the NLT, but another precept came to mind that I want to read in the NLT. 2 Timothy chapter 1 in verse 9. In the NLT, it says, for the Most High saved us and called us to live a holy life. He did this. Is this the one we want? I don't think this is the one we want. Let me see. I'm probably too excited. Salaki. Let's go back to that. Maybe it was this one. Maybe it was this one we want. Yes, this is the one. This is Philippians 2 and 12. So you got too excited, thinking about a different precept. It says, dear friends, you always follow my instructions when I was with you. And now that I am away, it is even more important. Work hard to show the results of your salvation, obeying the Most High with deep reverence and fear. Now, that is a great one, right? Work hard to show the results of your salvation. But it's another one. Oh, man. Salaki family. It might come back to me. It might come back to me. Salaki family. It might come back to me. But just to stay on that point before I drift away, this truth isn't a game. We're in the last days, the Rakak or this holy fear, keeps us diligent, sober, and focused on salvation. It's what drives the prophets to teach and warn and endure persecution. But fear brings blessing and protection. This is the book of Psalms 34, verse 7 and 9, but I'll read 7 to 9. It says, the angel of Yahawah encampeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them. O taste and see that Yahawah is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. O fear Yahawah, ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. This is even more what draws you to get understanding. You want to fear, you want to seek the understanding on things that actually happen. Why or how do we get to this position where we're at? You want to know the mysteries, the prophecies, the dark sayings. The more you get understanding, the more it builds your fear in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi was slaying people that was disobedient. Look how he slayed multiple Israelites in the time of that 40 years being in the wilderness before we even got in the land. When you go deep into these scriptures, you understand all the captivities the children of Israel had to go through because of their wickedness, right? Just because of that, let me get this side precept. Daniel chapter 9 in verse 11. It says, yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us in the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him, and he have confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil from under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. No nation can even compare anything they went through to the nation of Israel, because nothing under the whole heaven have been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. Right? This is even more why we want to grow more in the fear of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. So let me get another one. Malachi chapter 3, verse 16 and 17. Then they that fear Yahawah spake often one to another, and Yahawah hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared Yahawah, and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith Yahawah of hosts. In that day when I make up my jewels, I will spare them, which is the elect, as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. So those who walk in holy fear are protected, provided for, and preserved for the coming kingdom. Fear attracts divine favor, an angelic covering, which we read in Psalms the 34th chapter, verse 7. I believe it's angels watching me. Now, even if I am not of the elect, and even if I am, I believe it's angels watching. Even that I can be truly honest with brothers I labor with, we seen multiple chariots, right? It's moments where I get done doing a lesson and I hear a brother doing the same lesson, or somebody brings up a point of something that I said in a lesson, or something I'm thinking about, or a conversation I had with a brother, and they'll bring up the same thing. Just this, even though there's no scripture on you saying the same thing, but just through the spirit, it just makes me feel Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is definitely watching. Sometimes it's important, if I'm hearing the same thing, maybe I might have to do a lesson on it, right? How is 3 brothers doing the same lesson? And then I'm watching all these 3 lessons, and then I go home, I'm about to get ready to do a lesson, and I end up doing a lesson on what I heard. The spirit is moving. There's no way brothers can come up with lessons that they coming up with. Guess what? It all stems back to what? This right here. I'm going to fear the Lord if the Lord is moving my lips, right? Proverbs 16:1. The preparations of the heart in man, and the answer of the tongue is from Yahawah, right? You gotta fear Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. That is the preparation, right? In the Greek, right? Preparation is the act of preparing, right? So the heart of man is prepared by Yahawah, and your answer, whatever slips out your tongue, is from Yahawah. Especially if we're talking about edification, doctrine, correction, reproof, right? Especially you men that have households, how you order your house. This is all Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Literally, man. Okay? So, you want to self-examine yourself. Do you have holy fear? Ask yourself these questions. Hey, maybe put it on your daily routine. Do I tremble at his word? Especially when it comes to like destruction, when it comes to hearing about nukes, when it comes to that the 2/3 are going to be destroyed on the side. Read Isaiah 66:2. Do I take correction humbly? There should be something you should always pocket, and just with the phone just chirp, hey, message. Do I fight sin when no one's watching? Do I respect his name above all? And that's a super key. And respecting his name is not, I respect his name, Lord, or Most High, or God, or Jehovah, Jah, and his son, Jesus, the Son of the Most High. No. You respect it by how you stand on the name Yahawah, Yahawashi. Do you stand on it? Right? Do you get upset, like spiritual upset, when somebody keep calling Yahawashi Jesus and you know they know the name? But we understand some of us is ignorant of unbelief and might not know the name. So with that spirit in you, you're going to say, hey, no, his name is Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Again, do you respect his name above all? Literally, Yahawah means he is, he to be, he exists. Yahawashi, he saves, he delivers, he is salvation, he redeems. If not, pray for that spirit of fear, not worldly fear, but holy reverence. Okay? So holy fear in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is the key to wisdom, obedience, faith, and protection. It is what separates the elect from the lukewarm, because the elect is on fire. What the hell you want to be lukewarm? You do that when you don't want a hot ass shower. You put it on a little bit of hot and a little bit of cold, so it's not too hot, so you can stand under the water. But for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, you want to be on fire. Okay? In these last days, we must return to fearing Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi more than man, more than loss, more than death. Right? In the ancient world, you had men saying, you know, they hate the day that they was born. Right? You had some that had a honor in dying. Especially when you read 2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter, they knew the Lord. You know, they believed in a resurrection. Oh, my hands? Oh, you could take them. You know, Yahawah is going to give me new hands anyways. You know, but on this side, Jake is afraid of death. Ecclesiastes 12:7. The spirit go back to the Father, where it came from, and the flesh goes back to the dirt. You got to get back in that. It's better to be with the Lord than to dwell in the tent of the wicked. We're in the tent of the wicked right now, this world. We're under the sun of place of judgment. But for you men that are teachers, like Paul said, it is better that we are alive, right? To actually be able to be useful for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. I'm teaching, right? I believe that I'm a prophet. I believe I'm a student, right? I believe I'm a representative of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. I'm not the best, and I damn sure ain't the top guy. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi put me in this at the right time, but let alone, this made me reevaluate myself daily. Each lesson, these lessons not only for you, it's for me too, right? So let's continue to grow in the fear of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. So with that, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well through the Spirit, and a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth, teaching his word and believing in his word. Lord willing, y'all all continue in sound doctrine in the same spirit. Shalom to the Akwaf, the sister of his faith and his truth. Lord willing, you continue to pursue your lot, being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in faith. Shalom, shalom, abba, abba.